everybody, Lewis here, and welcome to Croqueta Chat. I'm with my host and my wife.
Hello, I'm Michelle.
I'm Mike.
And our producer, our talented producer. And guys, we got him. We got the gets of the season. So, Mike, if I were to be a radio producer and if I were a guest booker, I'll be horrible because I don't like asking people like, hey, you want to do this for me? I'm very, I don't know. I
don't want to bother them.
Pena, they say in Spanish. Like, me da pena. Like, I get shy asking people.
He's embarrassed.
But you know, a friend of mine called me up and she was like, hey, put me on the show. And I'm like, okay.
He almost fainted.
So guess what, Mike? I got him. It's all because of me.
Wait, did Molly contact you or did Emily contact you? I need to find out. I need to know.
Take a guess.
So, I'm here to introduce the long-lost sisters, but they found their stride. The winners of leg number 3, the Soul Sisters, Emily and Molly. That was a long introduction, but
that was some intro. They deserved it.
Oh, that's funny. All right. Okay. Emily, Molly, I'm so happy that you guys are here. I'm so happy you guys are here. Long Lost Sisters. Talk to me about meeting up. You guys found each other through, I think it was Ancestry or something. Is that what you guys said? It hasn't even been a year.
Yeah. So it was 23andMe, and we actually met March 2021 on our 36th birthday.
Okay.
So yeah, it was like a year and 2 months when we started running the race together.
That's wild.
Crazy.
That's so crazy. Talk to me about meeting the first time, the very first time.
Wow. It's so crazy to relive it. We've been watching the videos over and over again, and it's just gives me chills. Best day of my life.
It was bizarre. I will say that. It was surreal. It was every emotion you could imagine. Like, of course there was the happiness, the love, the joy, but there was also the sadness and a little bit of anger creeps in every now and then. But that day, I mean, no one's ever going to top that birthday.
Nice.
that's beautiful.
Molly,
That's beautiful.
we actually, well, I just saw your video of you just waiting for that moment, and that was so special. I was like,
No. Yeah.
oh my God. Is this real?
It's real. It's real.
Happy birthday! Happy birthday! You do the same things as I do. Oh my gosh, this is so bizarre.
That's a
I was like
tearjerker.
crying. every story these girls talked about in the race, automatic tears. They would say something else, tears.
And their story was filmed. Their first meeting was filmed by Good Morning America, and they were showing like pictures of them as kids, and it's so crazy, like how similar they grew up. They even had like the same color cat, right? Was that the difference?
Yes.
Like you guys had a black cat with like white spots, right? Did I see that right?
Yep.
You
That
did.
was so crazy. So wild. And we're there at the starting line in Germany. And we don't know anybody's story. Obviously, we know Tim and Rex, football player, you know. And we're like, oh, look, the twins, you know, they're you know, just sisters. But when they said that story, my mouth dropped. I was like, they met each other when? And I was looking and I almost cried. I'm not a crier. Almost cried in the first 5 seconds of the race. That was crazy.
Yeah,
That was crazy.
and then on the race, we would notice that they would do stuff the same, and it's
Yeah.
like, were they really long
They
lost?
practiced. They practiced right before the
They're
show.
like,
They got together and they
acted
decided, you know.
somewhere.
I mean,
That's a surprise to us.
Yeah.
That's a total surprise to us. That's one of the best things of watching the show.
yeah, we
get
had
to
no
see it all.
idea. I thought for sure that the video of us running at the same pace on the same foot would have made it in this episode. There was someone caught it on TikTok, and Josh was chasing us with the camera.
Watching the cameraman try to keep up with contestants on the amazing race. Look at us running in sync. That's crazy.
Josh, you rock.
I was like, wait, what? We're running the exact same. This is crazy.
Was there
That's so
time
wild.
before the race started for you guys to figure things out between each other? Did you guys decide, oh, this is how our communication is going to be? Oh, this is how we're going to do challenges or this? Like, how did you guys prepare?
Oh my gosh. We didn't really prepare.
Yeah. So, I mean, you only get notice like what, 3 weeks in advance that you
Yeah, that's
you
what
make
Louis and
it.
Michelle said, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, we didn't even think we were going to get cast. Like our interviews, it's a theme throughout the show. We have like a lack of confidence. I don't know why, but our interviews were like, oh God, we bombed that. They're not going to pick us. So we were like not preparing. I know some super fans and some veterans are going to be so mad. I mean, I played like these games on my cell phone. So I was, doing puzzles and figuring out things like spot the differences, all those kinds of things. And I ordered maps. I did like have my husband map out a plan and I had to find it, but I did that from my couch. So I wasn't like navigating for someone in a car. In hindsight, there's probably a lot of things we should have done, but we also live like states and states like
far
2,000
away.
miles away. So there wasn't a whole lot we could do to prepare together.
So
In terms of our like communication, like we did nothing. we kind of did our own separate thing. I don't know. I feel like because we're identical twins, we kind of just got one another. We figured it out pretty quickly on the race. I don't
telepathy,
know.
right?
Yeah.
I don't know. The
Well,
telepathy
Emily,
wasn't there.
I have a question. Emily, I know you were the one driving, but did you both drive stick shift to learn, or you said you designated one or the other?
I was the designated driver. We knew that was like the one thing we were sure about. Excuse me, I'm sorry, it's my
you
dog.
practiced, or you had stick shift before?
I drove for about 4 hours in a stick, 3 different cars before the race.
And yeah, and 3 different. Yeah.
Um,
So I want to talk about this because it still shocks people that every season the contestants have trouble driving stick, and
Yeah.
it's like people are always like judging and stuff. All right, I had stick shift experience. And I still couldn't reverse. I had my wife push me. Like,
Louis had
it's
such a
ridiculous, right? And
I
want
love
to
that.
I want to do like a little rant here, Mike, because it really makes me mad because you could get on me, because I have time, but even people with time, it's like, yo, it's expensive to learn, dude. Like just to rent a stick shift car, we rented a stick shift car for 3 days, and that's over $500. To take lessons is expensive, so it depends on your budget and your lifestyle, right? But
And then there's
Emily,
no stick shift cars anywhere.
and it's hard to find. Emily's a single mom. Dude, she works a full-time job. She has a daughter to take care of. It's very tough for her to just spend time learning a stick shift. This is not a stick shift competition. This is the amazing race. There's other things that teams... No.
I love
walled
this.
up.
He's saying
There's
it.
other-
I want to say it.
Yes, there's other things that teams have to work on the amazing race. It's not the stick shift competition. It's not. So, and here you have Emily, that is a single mom, right? And here's what's great about her. Even though she didn't do great, she was crying in the episode. She kept on going, right? There's some people online. I'm almost done with my rant. There's some people online that are like, oh, if you don't know how to drive stick shift, you shouldn't be on Amazing Race. You shouldn't even apply. You are a loser. You know why? Because it takes bravery to jump into something when you don't have the confidence to do it. Emily jumped in there, right? Still did the race. And she knew failure was very likely if there was a stick shift part. But she was brave. She still did it. She cried and she pushed through and she got first place this leg. Great job, Emily. You're brave. You're courageous.
Thank you.
And hey, we knew
done.
we were going to be a weak stick shift. We knew we were going to be a weak stick shift team, and we had David and Aubrey with us, and we're like, okay, he clearly knows how to drive stick. So we're like, okay, one strategy, get a car that's in front of the pack. Because if we get stuck, they get stuck. And sure enough, that happened. But I do want to say, they showed us Quentin and Maddie, and they didn't really demonstrate how bad he was driving the rest of the leg. Because at one point, we drove up to Ducati, and I swear to God, I could smell his clutch before I could even see his car.
Yes.
It was so bad.
It was really
There was a
bad.
part, he was right next to me in Ducati, and he's like, I want to scream in agony right now. And I told him, your clutch is screaming in agony, bro. I could smell it.
All right, can we talk about this for a second? I want to talk about the edit right now because The Amazing Race, CBS, I love you guys, but they're making it seem like the only person who was having clutch problems and the only team who has ever lost is Lewis and Michelle. But it seems like it's been everybody. It wasn't just them.
I also could not figure out how to put the car into reverse. If not for Rich and Dom coming up late behind and showing me how to do it, I wasn't even smart enough to think about throwing it in neutral and having Molly push. That was genius. So I commend you for that.
I had my head in the map anyways. I wouldn't have been paying attention.
Oh man, that's
Should I
great.
straighten out? No.
The navigation was, I think, the thing that got us the most. I mean, we really, really struggled with navigation, especially in Bologna.
Okay, let's talk about episode 3 then, which is Bologna, right? And we can go into it. I'm going to share some screenshots with you guys. You guys started out in the 3rd group, right? If I'm not mistaken, at 10 a.m. Group 3. Talk to me about navigation and getting to the first challenge. You guys did the anatomy challenge.
Yes. So navigation. Well, okay, let's back up because when we got to the clue box, we saw Glenda and Lumumba, and we knew they left in the first group, so we were really confused, and they looked flustered. So they were still walking around even after we left to go to anatomy. Like, that's how far behind they were. Crazy.
I wonder at that point, had they just come back from walking around? Like, I'm so confused about the timeline.
I think they were walking aimlessly because you saw in the episode when they got back to their car and they finally figured it out, there was no other car there. Yeah. It was just their car.
No, but they must have come back and then left again. Like, didn't they see everybody driving away? I'm so confused about that timeline.
Yeah.
I got to talk to them about it.
What I do know is that they did have trouble getting to the parking lot before the detour. Franklin D. Roosevelt Plaza.
Yeah.
They did say they had. So not only did they, forgot to read the full clue, but they also had trouble navigating to that spot. So they had a rough beginning to this leg.
Yeah. I mean, So did we.
Yeah, driving the stick was a challenge.
Oh, God, driving that stick. You can talk about that, Emily.
Driving the stick was a challenge. I was so nervous. When I saw that those cars were stick, my whole body just tensed up. Because, like I said, I had only driven in a stick for 4 hours. I took a lesson the night before we left. It was a 2-hour lesson, and I stopped the guy at an hour because I had to go home and pack.
Oh, my.
Emily!
So, yeah.
The day before.
It was crazy.
But let's be real. Like, to Lewis's point, every clutch is different. Like, I watched YouTube videos just in case. So I'd at least know the mechanics of it. And one of the first things they say is, like, you have to get a feel for your clutch. So, like, to have the patience on the race to get a feel for your clutch, like, it just doesn't happen.
Emily's still there.
Oh,
is
no,
Mike there?
Mike froze.
No, we're here. I'm here.
There we go.
All right, Mike is back for us, and Molly's back.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Okay.
So yeah, I had driven 2 other vehicles, and my 2 other teachers told me that I picked up really quickly, and I had so much fun learning how to drive stick. I loved it. I was like, all right, the next car is going to be stick shift. I did the lesson for an hour, and I was like, I don't need to do the full 2 hours. I'm good. And then I get in this car in Bologna, and I am so tense and so nervous. You've got the camera guy, you've got teams behind you. We're in the 3rd group. Like, I was terrified, and my whole body was tense, and I could not get a feel for that clutch.
Yeah. And that first turn was sharp.
Almost quit. Yeah, that turn was sharp, but I almost quit at the beginning of this
Wow.
leg.
Wow.
I look
Wow.
at
Yeah,
you.
it
Now you're in
was.
first place.
Dude, I remember my foot
I
shaking on the clutch. Like my foot was like this.
oh my
Like
God.
it's so out of your comfort zone.
Yeah,
It's
all the
so
pressure too, I
scary.
guess.
Hills, traffic, bicyclists. It felt like, oh
That's
look, let's
that's what really got me. Oh my gosh, driving in that city with all the pedestrians and the bicycles, I was so paranoid that I was going to hit someone.
It was scary. It's scary, man.
And I mean, navigation is hard too, but I give it to you guys because I didn't even want to drive the car normal, like in automatic. So I can't even imagine with manual and the cameras and everything happening. So I definitely give it to both of you.
Thank you.
But I also give it to you too, Michelle, because those maps were so small. My God, like you couldn't see anything on those maps. The
Yeah.
print was like
and
this big.
That's what I kind of tell everybody. It's like one map is zoomed in, the other one is zoomed out. The other one is a tourist map, and it's like when you try and get the feel for a map, finally they switch it on you, and then you get step-by-step directions, which happened in this leg, and it's like you could never get comfortable.
Well, how about not getting comfortable for the detour here? Because how did you guys choose anatomy or the big cheese? What was your strategy? Did you guys just pick it real quick, or?
We knew right away to do anatomy. I was I'm still a licensed pharmacist, but up until March of last year, I was a clinical pharmacist. So like body parts, I have to know which organs, where the drugs are metabolized. None of this was foreign to me. So it was like, all right, Emily can sit back and I can just take care of this.
I helped a little.
No, you definitely help because let's be honest too.
I know where
90
the brain is.
seconds. 90 seconds was like super fast, and when you put
Yes.
those big blocks down, you were covering up the lines. So in the edit, you heard me say like, "Are you sure that's the stomach?" Because when the stomach piece was down, you couldn't see where that line was going to. So it was really tricky. Like I give those people props that got it on their second tries that don't have the anatomy background.
Did you guys get it in the first or the second? Because I don't remember
They got it in the
specifically in the
first.
show. They got it in the first, right?
Yeah.
You guys got it right away. Yeah, you guys started last group, and then you guys were just flying through.
Until we got
Molly,
lost again.
I know that Emily helped you, but did you know did
All
you
of
already
them?
know all of them?
Yeah, I knew. I could have.
I didn't really help
yeah.
that much.
I think Maddie and I
Moral
probably
support.
could have done it without.
Emotional support.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys knew, but Lewis could have done it really quick as well because he knew a lot of that.
We thought there was a catch. We thought it was going to be an Italian or something. There was
Yeah.
a catch to it, 8-minute class.
Yeah.
If you fail, you got to do it again. But yeah, that's why we went to Big Cheese.
Yeah, so that's what I told him. I was like, I could try and memorize stuff, but this is all you. If you want to go there, we'll go. I want to do the cheese. So.
Yeah.
And then when you guys finished anatomy, did you guys have trouble finding Ducati?
Yes.
Let's talk about
I
that.
had trouble getting out of the parking lot.
Well, that was the first problem. But did you guys see on the map? It said Ducati, and there was a bike on the top corner.
We
of
saw
the
that
map.
later.
Yeah, we saw that
Yeah.
later too. I was like, oh my God, of course, they're always going to give us the answer. But I mean, it wasn't the full answer because it wasn't the full map, but yeah.
So we saw it later, but what I told Lewis is because we asked directions, the map where you actually get the highway, because Google Maps told us to get the highway, it didn't have where to get onto the highway.
No, it had
it
nothing.
disappears.
Yeah.
The map kept
Yeah.
going and there's no expressway.
So what did you guys mess up in getting to Ducati? We took the highway, we shouldn't have. What happened with you guys?
Emily, what did we do?
Oh my God. All I remember is driving past Ducati.
We're
drove fully
waving.
past it. Waving, hey guys, see you later. Drove all the way, I don't know, probably 5 minutes around the building. Had to turn around in another parking lot, come all the way back. But getting there, I don't know, did we get lost coming out of Bologna?
We got lost. Well, we didn't get lost in Bologna. We just kept hitting the
I was
one-way
just
roads.
stalling.
Well, that too. But yeah, the one-way roads, oh shit, I thought we could have turned there, but we can't. We have to go to the next one. Because the map didn't say which roads were one way. So that
Yes.
was
I
confusing.
forgot about that. I
Yeah.
actually forgot about that. I think I was so stressed out.
Yeah, you weren't thinking at all.
No. No. I was thinking that I was ready to quit.
Yeah.
So when you guys got to Ducati, what place did you think you guys were in?
What were we, 8th or 7th?
Okay. So
We
you guys,
knew-
You guys,
we
you
knew
guys
we
left
were-
great.
5th, I think. You guys left 5th, but you guys didn't know what
But we
place
didn't
you were
show
in.
up.
Yeah.
But we showed up 8th.
Yeah, we showed up.
Right.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But talk to me about the actual challenge, because you guys did amazing at the challenge.
So
Emily
I
did.
had
Yeah,
such
Emily.
I had
Who's
such
gonna take a break?
horrible morning, and it just felt like I needed to focus my attention onto something, so I wasn't sitting there beating myself up, because that's what we do. So I get in there and I realize that this is an attention to detail challenge, and that's like right up my alley. So I started watching this guy do the demo, and I realized there's like 2 different size screws, there's all these different tools, and I just paid really close attention. I don't know. People are saying that I was looking like hyper focused. I actually was not paying attention to what anyone else was doing around us. I knew I had to beast this challenge so we could get out of there. And I did it. I really, truly, honestly surprised myself. But it was a lot
Molly,
of fun.
how'd you feel?
I was feeling so guilty at first because it felt like I hadn't done anything all day. And then I'm pushing her into this
You
challenge.
killed the anatomy challenge.
Yeah, but that only took us 10 minutes, and the rest of the day you were doing all the work. Well, not the rest of the
Molly-
day, but that morning.
Molly, have you ever heard your sister scream so loud in the year that you left?
No,
after she
and I've
finished?
never seen her jump that high.
I loved it. I had no idea she had that volume. Wait, right there, yes, dude. How she yelled, and she's like, woo! Like watching the show. I was so happy for you. At the time, I was like, screw you, Emily. I was so mad.
So it was
crazy.
You just don't even know, to go from like feeling like I'm gonna quit, we're like out of this,
Yeah.
there's no way I'm gonna make it, to getting out of there in second place, like that was huge.
Yeah.
That was huge.
Yeah.
Yes.
So when we got there, we got a little bit. So for navigation, we've been doing pretty good, even though they show that we've been like lost. But this time we did get lost. And they didn't
Oh,
show
we
it.
got lost.
We got
No,
lost.
they did show
Yeah,
it.
but just
They
a
did
little,
show
a
it.
little bit. It looked like fast.
It looked like
Yeah, it
fast,
looked like
but we
a
got
5-minute
lost.
mistake.
Yeah.
Oh my
We
god.
didn't get lost. We just got on the wrong expressway.
We couldn't
and
change-
We
yeah.
couldn't get back on somehow.
We were stuck.
We were stuck. But I thought we were like 7th or 8th because we got there with Quentin and Maddie, and they're at the end of they were last episode. So we're like, oh, we're towards the end. That's it. When I look, we're 3rd and 4th. And I was just like so happy. And as I saw people coming in, like I had a moment with Molly because she was so sad for you, Emily. She was just like, I don't know what to do for her. Like she wanted to be there for you. And she's like, why didn't I do this? I mean, I get emotional too thinking about it because she was like, I should have done this. Like, why did I let her do this? And I looked at her and I go, this is Emily's time to shine. And I told her, I was like, she's going to distract herself. If not, she would stand here and just think about how bad she was doing at driving. And it's going to only make her like be more frustrated. I was like, this is her moment to shine. She's going to do it. She's going to do great. She's going to get out of here and her confidence is going to go up there. I mean, I didn't know you were going to
Nailed it.
She nailed it. She killed it. She killed
And you
the
got
whole
beat by a
challenge.
girl.
I got beat by a girl. I'll take it.
Yeah, how long
That
did it
girl's
take you,
superwoman,
Lewis?
though, man.
Do you know how long it took you, Lewis?
It had to be over 2 hours.
I think it was like 2 hours, around 2 hours, maybe a little bit more. Because I kept looking at the time, and I was, when we got there, Marcus was like, we've been here half an hour, so I started my time on my watch. I didn't write it down. And I kept looking back on it, and I'm like, okay, they got here half an hour later. Then the other team, I'm like, ooh, that's like 45. Then I was like,
yeah. And then I guess people don't know, but after this part, we had like a little lunch break. Like they gave us a 45-minute break.
Yep.
And then you could see like what teams are coming in and out. For example, once we finished Ducati, we saw Michael and Marcus leave their lunch break.
Right.
And they did we talk about this last episode? I think we did.
We did.
No?
We did talk about it. Yeah.
We did talk about it. But yeah, Emily, like she had Phil told us on the mat, she had the fastest time.
She must
Like-
have done it in less than an hour. It must
It
have been
was-
less than an hour, Emily.
I mean, you saw me. I'm like, you finished tires and brakes? Oh my God, that was fast. Like, she killed it. Great job, Emily. And yeah, you guys are off to Bologna. Any trouble on like I revealed on the show that we didn't have a map. I forgot about that. We didn't have a map to Florence.
That felt uncomfortable.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That felt
Dude,
very
how did you-
uncomfortable.
Yeah, and it sucks because you get these step-by-step directions, but you have
So somebody said step-by-step directions, but I was confused. Is it that the clue gave you step-by-step directions, or was it that you had to stop someone and get step-by-step directions?
No. The clue gave us some direction. I forgot exactly how it was, but it told us. Man, did it tell us an exit
It's
in
like-
Florence? I forgot.
It said
said
like
to-
make
Yes,
get on
it
the
did.
one, right?
It said
Follow
get
signs
off
for
at
Central.
Firenze Sud and look
Yes.
for the central indicator, which was the black dots in the circle.
Yes.
So
So-
we actually, this was the only time that we had zero trouble getting to the next destination. I don't know how we magically just ended up not making a single wrong turn.
I was
You
so
guys-
anxious. No, I was so anxious that drive because I didn't know, like, you didn't have the map to say, okay, we just passed this road, so I know where
That's
we
how she
are.
felt.
Like, we have this far. And so the whole time I'm like, my eyes are just glued to all the road signs. Like, there was no way we were going to miss a turn because I was 100% paying attention.
And when
to
you
that
guys
one.
saw that Centro sign, the little black dot, like, how happy were you? Because when we
God.
saw that, we're like, oh my God, we're in the right way.
Yes. It was like,
I feel like that dot showed up on signs earlier on down the road, but it wasn't the right one. Like you had to make sure you were getting off the right exit with the dot.
well, you had to
You
look
remember
for
that?
Firenze Sud. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that was the
Dude,
indicator.
when we got to Florence, we were following the signs for a Centro, but the directions say, make a left at this bridge. I forgot the name of the bridge. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah.
It was like a bridge or
Yes.
something.
Yeah.
But
And
I
That was
kept
the one
on
we weren't
going.
sure about.
Yeah, I kept on going to the Centro.
I kept telling him, I was like, we gotta go to the bridge, and he's like, no.
But the
it's a
Centro signs, you have to go to Centro. Like, it's the directions are saying go towards the Centro, but make a left at this bridge. I just kept on going to the Centro, which is the wrong. So that's how we got lost at first. We were in a Centro. We then asked the guy, "Where's Via Bardini?" Then he pointed us to the bridge, it's pretty much up that hill. But then getting to Via Bardini, you guys, there's straight, right? And then there's like a curve that goes down and then
it's
back
like-
up, right? Do you guys remember that curve? Mm-hmm. So
yeah.
you guys got that right away?
No, we did like a UE thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, Mike, it is difficult, man, to get to Via Bardini.
Yeah.
Without a map,
Everything
without
had
anything,
trouble,
just
right?
like turn by
And-
turn. And if you get lost, like how do you recover? And I can't even deal.
And Via
if you
Bardini
saw,
was
like-
so like populated with tourists, and we're in this car going up a hill on a narrow road.
Yes.
There's motorcycles coming at you. Like it was really intense. I think Derek said he like got stuck on the hill or something. I think he stalled out going uphill. I don't know.
Not easy.
Dude, not easy.
How about you, Emily? Did you stall at all?
I
in
think
the
I
hill?
actually did. And when there was a really steep part of the hill right before we got to like the entrance,
Yep, I remember
and
that.
I pulled the emergency brake because I had heard someone talk about like tricks for like restarting when you're on an incline. So I pulled the emergency brake and I was able to get up and then like let the emergency brake go. But otherwise I would have been so screwed. I don't
You've
think
You've
we
been
would
rolling
have made it
backwards.
up.
You've been like, oh,
Yeah, I don't think we would have made it up.
Molly, get to the back. Push me.
Yeah.
I definitely wouldn't have been able to push the car up that hill. That was too steep.
Yeah.
So you guys were probably the only team that nailed
Yeah,
the
because
navigation.
they
You caught
caught
up
up
to
to
Michael and
Michael
Marcus.
Yeah, we did.
I would say maybe you guys were like a half an hour behind them, maybe less. Less
We
than
were.
that,
I think
probably.
we were
That's
like
crazy.
10 minutes behind them
10 minutes.
leaving.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
less than that.
Yeah.
But
you
yeah,
guys,
you
you
guys
Until they caught
guys beat. You guys beat Aubrey and David.
Everybody beat
Yep, they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
They had a
I
tough
lost.
time. Aubrey and David had a tough time. Can we talk about my graphics and rewind a little bit? I got,
Oh
Right here,
yes.
I got graphics.
Yes.
You know,
2 times the roadblocks.
let's go. I love
2
it.
times
All
the
right.
detours.
Double the
pain.
Love that. All right, back to Via Bardini. Who wants a chiseled body? All right, so Molly, why'd you do that?
I like to work out. I don't know. It just sounded like it was speaking to me.
Mike, I don't know if
Yeah.
you noticed, but they both like talked and giggled at the same time and said things at the same time.
Yes, that telepathy's there. It's
so
crazy.
weird.
I'm not sure. So there's a season where they had to be bodybuilders, oil up and do a bodybuilding performance. I was hoping I get that. Clearly, people know how much I love Arnold Schwarzenegger. So I was like, chisel body. I'm like, damn, I think I want to do this.
Yeah, he looked at me and he was like, maybe I want to do it. And I was like, no, it's my turn. Like,
I was like, you know what?
art.
It's probably art,
Yeah.
so let Michelle do it.
Yeah.
So there's no strategy then. You guys, Molly, were just like, oh, I like to work out. I'm going to do it. And Michelle was just like, no, I think it's my turn to do it. Is that it? That's all to it? That's all there is to
Yeah,
it?
I mean, we're in Florence.
Yeah.
It's a very artsy place, so I was leaning towards art.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I think we kind of let the clues speak to us.
Yeah, like
Right?
on the first leg, the clue was who wants to chill, and I was like freaked out. So Emily's like, yeah, you need to chill.
I love it. I love it.
Oh, that's great. I mean, she gets to chill. She did awesome at Ducati, so she deserves to chill. Okay, so you guys are in second place. Talk to me right now about like chiseling. I wanted to pull up this photo because you see how you're holding that hammer?
Michelle was doing the same thing.
You fixed it.
Yes.
But look at Michelle.
The whole time. The whole
Oh,
time.
you did
I
the
have so
whole
many
time.
pictures, and then Maddie too. Look at
Yes.
Maddie.
And I actually didn't recognize it until one of the producers after told us, you know, guys were holding the thing the wrong way. And I was like, I mean, it worked, right?
Yeah, whatever. Oh my God, that's so funny. I was probably holding it the wrong way when I told you I was a sculpting major.
right here. Right here, sculpting major.
So
Yeah.
Mike, what was funny was I go into the challenge and I'm like, oh, we're gonna have to do this. And I actually wasn't scared about it because I love artsy things. So I was like, I'll figure it out. You know,
Yeah.
if they gave us this challenge, I'll build something. Like, I'm sure they're not gonna judge us too hard. And then I see, like, I started going like this, and then when I measured it over there, this way, I went to mine, and I'm like, there's a line. And I'm like, Then I look over, and I'm like, looking at Molly and Marcus, I'm like, it's in there, isn't it? Like, it's something in there. And I just hear Molly going, and Marcus doesn't answer. I mean, it was Marcus.
Yeah, it was Marcus.
Marcus doesn't answer, and I'm like, oh, I know you're not telling me on purpose, and I know it's competition, but
Bro, you guys didn't tell her shit. I loved it. That was great. But also, nobody told anybody shit. Like,
No, it's a
everybody figured it
competition.
out. And even when Dom came in, Michelle's like, what was that she asked?
Oh, yeah,
like,
let's load that
you
up.
guys had to do that? And she's
she
like,
goes, we have to create this, and I go,
yep. We have to create that?
Right
Yep,
here.
there she
Right here.
is. So, but Dom had a moment of frustration. She really thought everybody was of Michelangelo. Who is it that did that structure? Who is it that did that sculpture? I forgot who.
I think it was
But
Michelangelo.
she figured it out later.
Michelangelo,
But yeah,
David, yeah.
it's obviously there. It's inside. That looked very difficult, guys. How long were you guys there again?
Oh God, probably 2
So-
hours.
When we first got there with Marcus and Michael and I saw from a distance the line, the crack in every single
Okay.
block. But Molly and Marcus
Oh.
hadn't figured it out yet. So we're up there like, oh man, they've got to figure this out. So they were taking their sweet ass time, just kind of gently chiseling away. And I'm like, oh
Yeah.
my God, we're going to be
And for
here
people that don't know the
forever.
rules of the Amazing Race, your partner cannot say anything.
No,
when
no clues.
when one partner's doing a roadblock, it's a penalty if the other partner yells anything to help their partner out. It's a penalty. So think about that. Every single task, if you see something, you got to stay quiet. You can't say nothing. So yeah, that's why you don't see that in the race.
I have some tar tea. I have some tea for you.
Let's hear it.
I like that tar tea.
Tar tea. So they showed Dom saying that she was like, all right, I'm going to take the 4-hour penalty. When I got there and I was chiseling, Marcus was like, Molly, how long is the penalty for a roadblock?
oh, yes.
And I was like, I don't know, maybe it's an hour. I don't know. Like, so he was really thinking about like, I can't do this. I need to take a penalty.
Completely forgot about that. I can't believe they didn't put that on.
I forgot about that too. Yeah, he did tell me afterwards that he was trying to convince Molly to take the penalty because he didn't think he could create this. So he's like, if Molly takes it, then I can take it too.
No, this is no meat eating challenge.
I have to ask you guys, in the clue, like in the detailed clue, it sounds like it actually said like to chisel out.
Well,
like
it said
almost hinted at.
It said carve out, but carve out, carve in. Like,
Oh,
what would it have
wasn't.
said? I don't know.
Okay, all right.
But I mean, Molly, you're a sculpting major, so it's fine, right?
It's fine.
So.
I mean, clearly, look at that work of art I made.
No, and I actually, when I saw the promo, I looked at Lewis and I was like, damn. She did sculpting in college. I was like, wow. Okay. And I'm like, this like was designed for them.
I
No
have
wonder
to
they
give,
got first.
I have to give you guys props. That I don't know if people realize how difficult that was, but that was a long time to be chiseling away. I'm sure your hands and your arms were like a complete mess. That was not an easy task.
Dude,
Michelle, I think you were telling me.
Yeah.
Yeah, my hands were like this when I received the clue, and Lewis was like, "What do you want to do?" I go, "I can't even think right now because my hands just hurt." And since I was doing it this way, like the next day, I woke up with like a huge bruise like on my hand because I was hitting it so hard. But it was hard. It was, and some pieces, like obviously you see the big bulks coming out. Yes, that would happen sometimes, but sometimes it was just stuck in there. You had to like really dig in there. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that happened to you, Molly, but for me.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no, the little crevices were really hard to get in. And I mean, you were constantly chipping off pieces of the plaster and you had to repair it all, you know, so.
So what was the actual statue made out of? Was it like a stone or was it plasticky or what was it? Do you guys remember?
It was like stone.
Like
it was
hard
like
clay or something?
Was it plaster of Paris
it has to
or
be
something?
a different material because it does come off of it.
I wonder how they create that. Like, who in their right minds wants to do that for fun?
Well,
like, yeah, it's made for competition, but like, that's crazy. Shout out like to the producers how they think of this stuff. Like,
yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I actually, Michelle, you were saying like how you were shaky afterwards. When we got our clue, I actually said I wanted to do the windows of opportunity because I was like, I don't have the brain capacity right now to remember anything. But then we started reading the instructions and saw, I think, and you guys need to confirm this for me, I think your restaurants were more spread apart than our piazzas. So when we started reading the directions and your directions were longer for the restaurant challenge, I was like, okay, I can't even comprehend these directions. So we're going to have to go with my gut or go with what I know is strong and, you know, rely on memory. So we actually switched.
Everybody was saying, oh, window opportunity looks so much easier. It was just more running.
Yeah,
it was more spread out. Yeah. I actually think, your the fashion one was probably maybe if you get on the first try, the fashion detour would have been faster.
Yeah.
But I feel like
was the navigating was easy for the windows of opportunity?
It was
pretty easy.
I mean, for every spot that we went to, we had to ask.
Before we get into the detour, I just want to ask one more thing. Going back to the sculpting.
Yeah.
So Molly, when you were almost done, and he said, "Nope, that it wasn't right on the first try." This is the picture that they show that you guys are missing, right? Mm-hmm. Was it just that easy? Did you figure it out quickly, or were you like, "Oh yeah, I kind of messed up"?
Yeah.
Or were you trying to sneak in, or what was that like?
No, I had taken note of like all the places that I needed to fill in. And that one just slipped my mind. I think it was on the other side of the statue for most of my other blemishes. And so when he said no, I was like, oh, duh. Immediately, I like knew this was the spot.
Mm.
And you just fixed it pretty quick.
Yeah.
And Mike, everybody that's waiting, we're waiting like, I want to say 30, 40 feet away. We don't see shit. Like, we don't know what's going on. We're like, what are they fixing? Everybody's statue at one point looked the same. It's like, why are they getting a no? Come on, let's go. So yeah, like, That was tough to be a person waiting, a spectator waiting.
I mean, that's how we kind of felt in Ducati too, because like we couldn't see specifics. I just knew you couldn't turn the tire, so that's the only thing I could really see.
Yeah.
But overall, So you guys chose the fashion detour, and Michael and Marcus were right next to you.
Yeah, they're right. They got checked right after us. So
Yeah, look at this still. You guys stopped at a bench, right? And they decided to look at the map a little bit further away.
Yep, not working together.
Those boys are competitive. I love it. That's how it should be when you're racing for
Racing
first.
for
You
first.
don't, you don't team up.
Yep.
You don't.
But
Yeah,
if you're
you
fourth
don't.
or fifth, it's not a big deal, right? You can make
That's-
alliances.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
exactly what we
because
did.
you just don't want to be
Like-
last if you're in the middle of the pack.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The
You're in
name, it's
middle
the
of
name
pack.
of the game. Don't be last.
And you guys were way ahead of us. You guys were, I want to say like 45 minutes ahead of everybody else.
Oh,
we were
wow.
there for a while after you
What?
guys.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, so automatically I'm like, we're not racing for first. Maddie and Q are there. Hey, let's work on this together. You know, it's been a long day, bro. We're all exhausted. It was a crazy day, and that was our strategy.
Yeah, and at this point, you guys had already been racing for what? 8 hours? 7, 8 hours? You guys must be exhausted by this point.
Yeah.
What time did we start? I forgot.
We started
10 a.m.
around.
I said 10 a.m. It was around there.
Molly and
It was
Emily
around
started
there.
at 10 a.m. You guys
Well,
started at 9:45, 9:30?
Okay,
Something like
and
that.
then we ended at 8:30. I have written down.
So 11 hours, just about.
That is crazy. That is wild. That's a long day.
Yeah.
For the Eye for Fashion, did you guys hit? Was it anything very challenging about it, other than obviously memorization?
It was really just they try to trip you up. Like, so there would be like 3 models in the yellow dress. One would have white open toe shoes, one would have black open toe shoes, and one would have black closed toe boots. And so if you weren't paying
Wow.
attention,
The same person had those
Yep.
3 different type of options to choose from.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
And then in your clue, did it say to pay attention to the location?
no.
Really?
Yeah, because I remember Aubrey and David kind of telling me that it was like once they got that, they were like, oh, it's location too.
It's probably generic, right? Pay attention to.
Yep, just pay
Yep.
attention to, the model.
The scene or
Yeah,
something?
it did not specify that I mean, we figured we'd have to match, like, these models were the first at this Della Signora and this one was Della Repubblica, but not necessarily what the visual was. I just happened to notice, and I think I just take in things. Maybe I'd be a good witness. I don't know. I do love true crime. I take in things subconsciously. So like immediately when I saw that, I was like, oh yeah, that was the second one. Definitely. That's where we saw the
Good
red
shit.
outfits.
So question then, when you guys are looking through the book where you're putting in all the different models, were there different pages for different locations, or how did you, or was there only 3 locations and you could only put the models in those 3 locations?
Ooh, that would have been hard if they added locations. There are only 3 locations.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if there would have been like 6 locations and you had to get it right in the location
Just
with the model.
totally something the race would do. I'm
Yeah.
so surprised they didn't.
Yeah, right? Just make it that much harder on a Megaleg at the very end of the day.
Right?
When you can't think anymore.
Yep.
Dude.
I
I was loving the model. I'm sad I didn't do that, but again, we were so tired that we were just like, let's just go something straightforward.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you guys get 4th place from here. You got there 3rd, but you ended 4th, which is still great. You guys did great, right?
No, we
And you
got
guys,
3.
Aubrey killed
Oh, yeah,
the
we-
sculpture challenge. She did very good in chisel. She did very
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, her pieces were just coming
yeah, we got
off.
her.
Like,
Yeah, she did really good. She did really good. And she got her 3rd. Yeah, it was a whole group of us. It was like 4 teams? Yeah.
3 or 4 teams, yeah, something like that.
It was 4 teams. It was Rams, Miami, Abby and Will, Aubrey, David. It was those 4 teams that left pretty much
Yeah.
at the same time.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I
you guys
kept,
asked for a check at the same time.
I kept asking. No, you don't see it, but I asked for a check like 4 times.
Oh,
I
really?
Kept asking.
Oh,
I kept
yeah.
asking.
Everybody
because,
did.
Yeah, because it's like you're like, check. Okay, they check it. Something's wrong.
There's no harm in asking.
Yeah, there's no harm. Fix it. Okay, next. No, that's wrong too. Okay, then let me try again. Like and mine wasn't. I feel like there was like barely anything in mine. Like I kept just redoing my holes and like sanding it down over and over, but it was the same ones, and I eventually got a yes.
Yeah. There was no challenges, like nothing crazy on our part. It wasn't really hard to find. Those windows were small, but it was kind of easy to find the signs of the restaurants. Other than that, It was a pretty simple, straightforward challenge. I was so hungry. I wanted to eat that prosciutto.
I could tell.
I forgot I did. That was actually a pretty funny scene.
We were actually,
hold on,
Emily
let's
and
see.
Molly, I don't know if you guys know, but we were with Abby and Will running
We
into
saw them.
them the whole entire time.
Yeah.
We were like this in the streets.
Yeah.
And I think we got our check right next to them as well.
Yeah, it was. Oh, this is
Yeah,
crazy.
this is what it is.
This is wild. So when we delivered, they showed Abby and Will like right ahead of us, super ahead of us. No, we were right behind them as they delivered the food, and they got approved before us, and they're gone. So you guys remember that ramp that head down to the judging area?
Yeah.
Yep.
So Abby and Will go up the ramp, right? So I decided to ask somebody, is there a shortcut where we could go the opposite way? Because Plaza Ognisanti was the opposite way of the ramp over there. And I saw Abby will go that way, so I asked somebody, can we cut through the restaurant? And the same guy that asked for directions, he's like, yeah, you can cut through.
Oh, see?
So
Emily,
then,
I told you.
but wait.
God.
So we run in this restaurant, and I thought it was a restaurant. We run in, dude, we're stuck.
We were inside the kitchen,
We
the
went inside
bathroom,
the kitchen, bro, everywhere. There's like,
the restaurant.
but we didn't see people sitting down. Maybe I missed that part, but we were stuck. We couldn't get out.
The guy told us that there was, so I think there was. We just went in through the wrong door. I think there was like another way.
And then I'm like, shit, guys. So we couldn't get out to the restaurant. Then we had to go back out. So it's like, all right, for sure we got fourth. We
Yeah.
tried to get third.
So was
But-
Quentin and Maddie following you two inside the
Yeah,
restaurant?
no, they were with us. They were with us. And then whatever, we go up the ramp and we're running to the finish line. And I tell Maddie and Q, do you guys want to race for it? Like, just run. And they're like, no, we want to jump on the mat together. And I was like, all right. So in my mind, I knew the rule. If two teams jump on the mat together, the lower place team gets, they go to the leg before to see who gets the lower place. So I knew that rule. And I'm running with Maddie and Q, and I love them, and I don't want to take advantage of them. And I told them, do you guys want to run? And they're like, no. So I was like, all right. The next day, that's when I told them, hey guys, look, I wanted you guys to know that I asked you guys who want to race for it, not to be, anti-team, I don't want to be that guy, but I knew that if we jump on the mat together, we would have gotten fourth, you guys would have gotten fifth.
But I love Q for it too as well. But he was like, we worked on this together. We ran through this together. We're not racing for first right now. We're going to end this together. And I was like, I love that.
I just had to say something because
Yeah.
that's just me. I feel bad, like, hey, I love them. Like, hey guys, that's, that was my thought. But yeah, we got fourth, they got fifth. But wait, let's rewind.
Let's rewind a little bit because you guys were going.
We're done. I'm not talking more about us.
Yeah. No. But let's wait before we finish talking about you, Louis Michelle. Let's.
Okay.
I wanted to talk about figuring out the map and asking Q and Maddie, do you guys want to work together? Do you feel like it really benefited you? I mean, I know you said 4 heads versus 1. It was supposed to be
Half
2.
and a half.
But was it really a benefit? Like, do you feel like you guys were so exhausted that it was really a benefit?
I feel like Q was
Q
so
was
energetic still.
Yeah,
he really did take. I feel like he took this lead on most spots, getting to most of the restaurants. I was right behind him, looking at the map. But Q is fast, dude. He's tall. He's fast. Maddie's really athletic too, man. I was exhausted. We did the cheese at the beginning of the day, so that was already a mile and a half, 2 miles of sprinting,
Mm-hmm.
So they didn't. So they got some more fresh legs. So they were able to. I feel like they were less. They looked like they were less exhausted. I think it was a good move, just to get the leg over with. Long day, middle of the pack. Let's just finish together.
Cool.
Yeah, and it was a good motivation for all of us. It's like, okay, can we run?
Yeah.
Let's keep running. Like,
And Q's just like, let's go. And I'm like, okay, bro.
it's in Celsius.
Yes,
Q,
he
bro.
should get a sponsorship with Celsius. Like,
Yes.
So Mike, every time the race would start, Q was like, wah,
Packets
wah,
of Celsius.
wah, wah,
Yeah.
wah,
That's
dancing.
so funny. That's great.
He takes his
Of course
packet of
he would.
Celsius, chugs it, and just dance.
I can totally imagine that. Oh my god, that's great. Oh, here's a cool behind the scenes picture that I thought usually it goes by so fast, but you don't see it. But you see like a couple camera guys, you see a couple producers, you see a couple audio guys down on the floor.
It was funny when Derek and Claire was like, "Yeah, the camera guys got more screen time than us." Like, look.
Oh yeah, we should. Let's do a plug for Derek and Claire's podcast, because there's a great story for Derek at the sculpture challenge that everyone's going to want to hear.
Let's talk about finishing up the fashion, Eye for Fashion. You guys got how many times did you guys ask for a check from the judge?
Just once.
Oh, you got it on the first try. So you got, you guys killed this leg. Damn.
It was crazy. We surprised ourselves for sure.
This was your leg.
And that's the beautiful thing about it. It's like, you're like, wow, I did that. And then sometimes you don't think that you could. And then when you do, you're like, okay, that's cool. I'm a badass.
Yeah, I'm a badass.
Our whole game shifted at this point, because leading up to this Megaleg, we were kind of like, all right, we're in this to have fun and see how far we can go. And then after the Megaleg, we were like, okay, maybe we actually have a chance.
Yeah.
Let's try our hardest.
Yeah.
We had two goals. Don't be the first team out, and don't cry every episode.
I probably
don't know if you didn't cry.
Well, I think you've cried every episode so far, but it's okay to cry.
You guys, the edit, all the crying.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys got on your first try, nailed it. As you're running out, you see Michael and Marcus behind you asking for a check. Like, what's going on?
Yeah. I don't know about you, Emily, but I was like, this is going to be a foot race and we got to haul it.
Yeah, 100%. We thought they were going to be right on our tail. I mean, you could see me there. I was looking over my shoulder, like, just waiting.
That's what I was going to ask. Did you keep looking back, like, as you're running, or you're like, I can't look because I'm so nervous?
I looked back quite a bit, yeah.
That is crazy. And it's like it's a long run. That was a long run.
Yeah,
Did you guys get people cheering for you too?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was
awesome.
That I forgot to mention that. That was a fun leg. Like in Florence, there's so many tourists, and everybody sees your envelope. They're like, "Is that Amazing Race? Oh my God,
Oh,
yes!"
that's so cool.
They're cheering on, and it was motivational. Like to get you through that mega leg, that was motivational.
Oh, yeah.
That
It was
something.
awesome. Yeah.
And it was a long run from the judge point to the pit stop. You guys want to say
I think it was like a mile.
Yeah.
Because there was a
Wow.
lot of bridges that we had to pass.
Yeah, it was like a mile.
I think it was on my.
It was about a mile run to finish off the leg. You guys are looking back, looking for Michael and Marcus. You see Phil. How do you feel?
Oh, God. I sprinted. I was like, I don't know if Emily can keep up with me right now, but I'm getting to that mat. We're going to be first.
Yeah, look at you right here. You're just you were booking it.
Oh, God.
Feeling, girls. That is great. That is great. And when he confirmed team number 1, what was going through your mind?
I don't know. I think we kind of already knew running up team number 1. So, you want to try to act surprised for the camera.
All right?
Ham it up a little bit.
Yeah, no, that was, it was still a moment of like, I can't believe we did that.
Yeah.
Like, how in the world?
You guys have
we
some
do that?
memorable pit stops. Like, I remember in Austria when he asked you guys, did you ever think you'll be racing around the world with a sister? You're like, I didn't think I'll have a sister. Like, that was so awesome. And then, obviously, first place here. You guys are just emotional, loving life.
And you guys won an awesome prize, right? Going to Australia?
Yes! Good day, mate.
A good day, mate. when are you guys going to take advantage of that?
It'd be cool if we could do it for our birthday, but their seasons are opposite of ours, so I don't even know if we'd want to go in March.
Yeah, they say spring and fall is the best time.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. But can we also talk about my hair? What in the world is going on with my hair? This is awful. People are like screenshotting and like posting to their stories on Instagram this like picture, and I'm like, oh please, I don't want to share that.
Yeah, that's great.
This is real life. This is a race, baby.
Yeah, that's what 12 hours of running around the world.
Wild leg.
Well, before going on the race, I was like, obviously you want to look good on camera as well. And I kept like looking up like different girls. Like I would look at their like what they were wearing, and I would forget about it. Like I would sit down and just watch the show to see what the girls were wearing, and I would be so distracted of what they were doing that I would forget that I was doing that. So like even now I would have never noticed that, and I don't really kind of notice me because I'm like so involved in like what it is. But then after you see the interview, the exit interview, and you're like, what is happening?
Bro, I looked so exhausted in the post-race interview. Oh my God, I just didn't even want to talk anymore. But you know what's cool, Mike? In that plaza, there's people in the balcony. Like you hear people cheering like as you get there.
That's very cool.
There's people around. There's people like out on the balcony cheering you on. That was really cool. That was really cool.
That was a cool experience.
That's awesome. And this screenshot, I thought you were actually gonna come in and kiss Q on the head, like you've been kissing all the judges. I was like, don't go in, Lewis.
No COVID.
Dude, that was a great finish. You know, and it's I mean, how do we feel, baby? Right now, we're getting better every leg. We went from 10th to 5th to 4th. But deep down inside, we want more. So,
yeah.
How about you guys? How do you guys feel at this point at the end of the leg?
Em, are you there? Oh, you're like frozen.
Oh, man, I mean, I never thought we could do that. I really didn't. And, we said it before, we really surprised ourselves. It was amazing.
Yeah, that really kicked it into gear. Like, okay, maybe we could actually win this.
You guys are serious contenders at this point. And not only that, but everybody on social, everybody on, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, you guys got a serious following behind you. Everybody loves you guys.
I don't know why.
I will say,
you guys are by
serious
far
imposter syndrome over here.
Yeah,
by far, I think the most popular, the most rooted for team on the race. Obviously, Derek and Claire are great. They have a huge fan base. And Glenda Lumumba, everybody loves them. People don't talk about us.
I mean, and then one thing that I always kind of want as well is I kind of root for the girl teams.
Always.
Being a girl, because I'm like, I do have an advantage to have Lewis next to me, but then at the same time, it's like girls can do it too.
Yeah. Yes.
Hell yeah.
So you guys are proving that, which I love.
They built a Ducati. Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Hey, I gotta give you kudos, by the way. It's still light out when you guys finish.
Yes.
Oh, it is. You're right.
Yeah.
That's impressive. Yeah.
I guess so.
We definitely we were running with the food the whole entire time. We would walk sometimes when we were trying to look to see what street it was, but we had a light jog running with the food. And you hear Maddie say like, guys, we have to slow down a little bit because we had a bean soup, but
it was a 12-hour day with 12 miles we ran. It was crazy. It was a long.
Wait, that's a question. If you would have eaten that charcuterie, would you had to go back and get another one?
Probably
for
right.
sure.
No idea.
For sure.
I think but the window's right there. I just asked for another one. I could have just scarfed it down and asked for another one.
When we got to the end to feed the people, they stuck a little stick inside of my bean
like
soup.
A ruler?
Like a ruler to make sure that nothing spilled. And actually, like, it was like a little off, like my bean soup was. And I was like, you could check the cameras. Like, I didn't drop anything because I was being so, like, careful about it. I was like, not even one little bit dropped ever.
Yeah, I was telling the judge, that stick is wrong. We didn't drop it. I was like, I'm not going back. We haven't spilled shit.
I was like, I'd rather you check the cameras than me having to go back.
Oh man! So I guess no one messed that up then if they didn't show it.
Yeah, I don't think anybody did. It was pretty straightforward.
So.
But congrats again, Emily and Molly. Everybody's rooting for you guys.
Thank you.
I remember you guys, your confidence being low before Ducati and all that. And you guys, I remember hearing Michelle tell me how badly you guys wanted to last on this race to spend more time together because you guys obviously have spent so much time apart and your confidence was low, and then Ducati, everything just soared, You guys killed this leg. You're first place. And not only are you guys going to spend at least another leg together, it looks like you're going to be a great team on this race. Congratulations.
And they're spending a vacation together too,
Woo,
right?
yes, yes.
Damn right.
Thank you, Lewis.
Let's give them a cheer. Yeah.
I'm just crying right now.
It's a beautiful story. Everybody's rooting for you.
I'm rooting for you guys. We love you guys. We needed your entertainment on the charter plane.
Oh, that's funny. I can totally imagine Lewis just entertaining everybody, right? What time is it?
Great alcohol. How can you say no?
We were actually, me and Molly talked about this a lot, Mike, but we were like sad because a lot of times we were never around each other. Like even from the beginning of the leg till now, and then we would get on the plane and we talk to each other all the time.
Yeah.
We're like, people probably don't think we don't even like know each other at all.
That's funny.
I love the plane. The charter is
That's going to be a separate episode. Let's just talk about the plane. All right, let's get to grading your mega legs, right? We do this every episode. We're going to grade.
Yeah.
We're going to grade ourselves. We do navigation, challenges, and communication. We're going to start with Lewis and Michelle, and then we'll go to Emily and Molly. Lewis and Michelle, navigation. What do you think?
Wait, sorry. Is this based off of the half or the full?
This is going to be the whole mega leg, right? Because
Okay.
the half doesn't count. The
Yeah.
half doesn't count as a point. Is this going to be the whole mega leg?
Our navigation was awful, right? Getting to Ducati, we got lost.
C?
And then
D.
I think, but the thing about this leg, everybody did really bad, except for maybe Emily and Molly getting to us. C minus, D plus.
C minus.
But are we curving the scale? You know, because since everybody did poorly,
Nah. Everybody's same grade. No
No,
curve.
we actually we weren't lost in Ducati. We were just stuck on the highway.
I would say.
all right. So
How about
D
you
plus
guys?
C
What do you
minus.
guys grade yourselves in navigation? Mega leg.
Yeah, like a C. A C.
C. All right, we got a C for Emily, Molly. All right, let's go to the next
I'll grade
one.
them better than that, but
Yeah,
whatever.
I would too.
C plus.
So we'll give them a C plus. We'll give them a C plus. All right, and now the challenges. Lewis and Michelle, go.
Ducati, I did average, sculpt,
B.
chisel, everything we did. Yeah, I think everything was above average, but not an A. Not perfect,
Yeah.
so B.
Okay.
And of course,
and
Emily and
I think
Molly,
we all
we
know
have
the
to talk about
answer
them.
for
They-
Emily and Molly.
Bro,
It's for
they-
their amazing going from 8th to first place here.
A plus,
A plus.
I'll take it.
All right.
I love it.
Next, you guys are so humble. I love it.
I know, I love it. Communication, go. Lewis, Michelle.
Communication, no, we had a good leg in communication. Like we're good. We didn't fight. We don't want to rip each other's head off yet. I think A in communication. It went
not
really
plus,
well.
but A, yeah.
Yeah, and we communicate with other teams really well. Maddie and Q towards the end, we finished it. We got the leg over with. Yeah, I say
Nice.
A in communication.
An A. Emily, Molly, what do you guys think?
I think an A. Yeah.
You guys
I-
are doing so well together, man.
There was one
Yeah,
point though.
I think
we were getting the check for the models, and Emily kept looking at all the pictures and like, just put your hands down, like just stop. We have it.
That's great.
I think
great.
you guys have a mini advantage that you don't know yourself for that long, so you don't do like the fighting,
Typical
like,
sister fighting stuff?
fight.
Yeah.
Like, you guys are still like really nice to each other. I think if I was on the team with my brother, I'd be like, "What are you doing?" Like, I actually think that's really funny in other seasons.
I wouldn't last half a leg of my sister. She's like, you know,
Right?
she texted me, hey, when I did the whole double the detours, double the roadblock, double the play, she goes, hey, you're double the idiot, nerd. She texted me that without the nerd part. But she's like, hey, double the idiot. My sibling, wow, gotta love them.
All right, so we got a C plus, A plus, 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 plus. You know what? I think this A plus, 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 plus for your challenges, like, just like averages you guys so high up that you guys got like an A plus this leg. Your mega leg is A plus.
Woo, thank you.
Great job,
Thank
girl.
you.
What were we
That's
eating?
it. I got a crowd over here cheering for you guys. Yeah.
Wow, they should have
Lewis and
fast.
Michelle. And Lewis and Michelle is more like. Well, B
It was a B
minus, something
average
like
day.
that.
Hey, yes, it was a B average day. It's all good.
You guys went up, right? Because you started 5th and you guys went up to 4th.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
Cool. Awesome. All right. So before we kick it off, I have a croqueta here. It's chicken. I might like it this time.
Next time
And then we have wine glasses. Even though we already drank our wine, I just want to give you guys a cheers and a toast.
Cheers.
Italy.
Cheers.
Emily, I guess she's not drinking today. But overall, toast to you guys for winning first place. Everybody loves you guys. Congratulations.
Thank you. We love you guys.
Thank you for
Later,
joining
guys.
us
This
today.
has been Croqueta Chat.
Yes.
Peace out.